What cards do I like and which ones do I hate? Now that's a topic that I asked my teammates yesterday. Let's get right into it. Starting us off, we have Drachma. So he's probably known me the longest at this point, and his love card is Infinite Zero Dragon, the Star Vader card that's showing up right here. Now, I do indeed love Infinite Zero Dragon. The story behind it is that I started out with the Gold Paladin trial deck, and somebody at our locals decided, hey, I'm moving on to, I think it was a Genesis deck at that point, one of the first ones, I think the second one, the second wave of Genesis support, and he needed to sell some cards. So he decided to sell his Star Vader deck with Nebula Lord Dragon and Infinite Zero Dragon. Since I didn't have any highly competitive decks, I decided, hey, you know, I've been playing this game for a few weeks now, I should probably get a competitive deck. Lo and behold, I got Star Vaders and I had a lot of fun with it. I even upgraded it in the Legion era for quite some time and then moved it back to the way that the deck was at that point. And, you know, I've kept it with me all this time, so it's got quite a special place in my heart at this point. For the hated card, he decided to go for Seraph Purelight. And while, you know, we have our teammate Silver, he really likes playing Prison, and he likes playing Prison a lot against us during playtesting. Yes, I am not the biggest fan in the world of Seraph Purelight. This deck has brought me a hefty amount of annoyance. Would I completely say that I hate it? No. I do know that when I first got my hands on the deck myself, it did not work for me. I keep soul charging my OT, my PGs, not seeing triggers. I tried it again later and it works a bit better for me now, but facing the deck still irks me quite a bit, so I guess we can put the yes on the dislike. But moving on, we have Silver himself. Since he's playing Purelight, we can segue into it like that. He said for hate, Eva. Now, it's a bit of a misconception. I in fact like Eva. I just don't know how to use it. Well, I know how to use it, but it just doesn't work for me. So I would rather say that Eva dislikes me instead of me disliking Eva. It's more of that kind of thing. If the deck would work while I'm using it, I would probably enjoy it a lot more. But alas, the card that he thinks that I really like is Commander Laurel, the original one. And that is purely because recently I picked up a DP premium deck and I got to use it to great effect, zeroing to 6 somebody, technically 0 to 12 because we tested, hey, would he have survived? And it went 0 to 12 and it was hilarious. And I really like the DP deck at this point in time, so I guess he's got a point. I like Justice. Now moving away from Justice, we have some Sparkles and Sunshine with Sparkles, who asks if I like Jeffrey. Yes, I like Jeffrey. Jeffrey is great. You can take this out of context as much as you want. Jeffrey is amazing. If you're playing Gold Paladin, play Jeffrey. If you're called Jeffrey, you're alright in my book. Now for hated, he decided to ask if I dislike the MyGo Grade 3. So MyGo, he's playing it, he calls it MyGo Kill Myself, and you're on a watch list at this point. I'm sorry, but as an intervention, we decided that it's safer if you... I don't know what the deck does. It just keeps doing different things, and it confuses me, and he uses it against me, and then I, for some reason, defensively OT and not die, or do die. This happened 2 games in a row, so in one case I won, the other one I lost. But both were because of a 6 damage OT, so in any case, the deck confuses me, and it looks fun. If you like playing the deck, definitely go for it. Now, then we have Mr. Bone, and I'm sorry to say that Mr. Bone was the first to send me his thoughts. So he added in the hated card, Gridora. And while I don't particularly like Gridora, I don't hate it. Now, did I build 2 of my golds lists into countering Gridora completely? Yes. Is it more so because I wanted to make fun of Gridora players? Also yes. Do I therefore hate the deck? I suppose Gridora should probably go at this point. It's not the biggest problem for me personally, but perhaps it's had its time. But this is not about ban lists or anything. This is me just not being the biggest fan of this card in particular. Would I particularly hate it? I suppose not. Then for his loved card, he is correct. I do love Ezel. He just gave me all 3 Ezels, the blonde version. So for that case, I'll just rank which Ezels I like the most, starting off with the one that I really do like the most. It's the OG one, as you can see. I love the art. I love how impactful it was for its time. It was overshadowed by the BTO5 decks, but I like the aesthetic of it, like calling out units. Did I like Garmor more? Yes, but his art is on point. His effect is pretty cool. You know who also has a really cool effect? The V version. And I dislike the art, if I'm being completely honest. It's a bit too chibi-like. It's a bit like too vibrant. Then again, maybe it should be. But its effect is really good, and well, being an Excel deck is pretty good in and of itself, so I can't complain there. I'm looking at the art in the back if you see me moving my head too much. But yeah, it's not the worst art from all of the Ezel in combined, but yeah, it was a bit too chibi-like. And then we have the D series, which it's a step in the right direction art-wise. It's a bit more serious again, but adding in the flashy colors, so it's a bit better, but the effect is worse. So I mean, depends on how good Ezel is going to be when it gets support, if it gets support. But so yeah, it's OG, V, and D, sadly. So, but Ezel is pretty cool. I will always like Ezel. So yeah, those are Mr. Bones' thoughts. If you were to do this, probably Ezel would be his most hated card because he hates Gold Paladin, and apparently it's not my fault, so props to me. Then we have Pablo from Locals. That's his title. You could also call him Mr. Frog or whichever one he prefers at this point in time. But he gave me Mitsukage as a card that I hate, and yes, that card should probably be banned in my opinion, and probably other people as well. It's pretty annoying. I can sometimes get around it, sorta, but yeah, I think honestly that card should probably go. I lost to it in a tournament twice. This card cost me a victory twice, so yeah, it's kind of annoying. Do I particularly hate it? Yeah, sure. Nubatama bad. No, it's not true. But the card he said I love is absolutely correct. It's absolutely up there in how much I like it, and that would be Aglovale. The V version, that's the one he put up, but I like every version of Aglovale. If I'm not running Aglovale in my premium list, then something's wrong with me, unless space really doesn't allow for it. But it's one of my all-time favorite cards. The effect is good, the combos is good. It has saved me in many games, so I'll always call out how great Aglovale is. It's either number 1 or number 2 in my list, so yeah, do with that information as you will. And then the one, the only, Deli. He gave me, we'll start with the loved card, MLB, the original. Yes, I really like MLB. You may have noticed that the V version is behind me right there. I like every single version of it, but the original art, you just can't match it. It's so cool. I'm very excited to be using the old MLB art, using it on Shadowverse, so if that comes out. But it's a really cool card. The effect is cool, it's flavorful, it came out with a really cool combo. Later versions luckily ended up looking a lot like it, so I was a bit scared since we got Messianic and its skill was so nerfed and it was weird. But MLB and the V version and the D version are quite good. D was a bit less, but now that we got that promo, it's looking a lot better again. So yeah, I really like MLB. It's probably in my top 10 at least. But Deli did get something very, very nearly right. Dungaree. Dungaree is my single most hated card in this game. And he gave me the V version, which is alright. I like the power aesthetic around it, but I hate him by proxy. Because of unlimited Dungaree. The BT12 version, that card has haunted me for years. And I will not stand for it. I started around BT12 and, well, yeah, I kept pulling Dungarees. Sneak packs that were left in the store. Boxes. I pulled, I think, 7 Dungarees. Then I went to another locals. Oh, we got price support. BT12. Oh, sure. Dungaree. I just kept pulling that damn card. Yeah, it was horrible. Most importantly, people started picking up on the fact that I really dislike Dungaree and brought it to tournaments. I have at least 3 people who built a Dungaree deck during the Limit Break era just to mess with me. Then during Zero, all the people that I had on my friend fight or fun fight, whatever the team fight thingy was for Zero, they used Dungaree in our matches just to mess with me, which was very nice, guys. Bringing back old wounds. And then we got the V version, and I also hated it. Like, the first box that we opened was a SP Dungaree, and I was like, no, I can't do this again. And people, I think 2, amongst which Drachma, brought a Dungaree deck just to mess with me at that tournament as well. So yeah, no, I dislike Dungaree. If you love Dungaree, we are not friends anymore. I'll be kind to you, but we cannot be friends. There's a fundamental difference, I'm sorry. But in any case, that's my list. If there's any others that you are curious about, a little bonus one that might have been missed is Himiko, the reverse kind. She's also up there, mainly because it always crits me very hard. Yeah, it's not as bad as Dungaree, but in any case, that's my loved and hate cards. If you want to see someone else do this, let us know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay radiant, bye bye.